You don't have to outdo me or anyone else. You just have to do the dude down the street. He's probably not even doing videos, right?
Not doing anything.
I hate when that happens. Look, you freeze up. Like, I have no idea why that happens.
I'm froze or you froze?
No, I froze. So
Alan's frozen too.
yeah, it's crazy that when I put my thumb up, that happens all the time. So.
Content at this point. Oh no, I'm losing. Now Alan's completely gone. Oh, was it me? It's been lonely in here.
Hey everybody, welcome into the UAC Best Practices Podcast. I'm getting an echo on that, guys. Are you hearing that too?
No, I don't hear it. Can you hear me?
It's when I talk, there's about a 1 second echo back. Do you hear an echo on your end, Brian?
I hear you echoing. Yeah.
Why am I echoing? Okay, let me leave and try.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy, right?
All right. Why that's happening? I don't have it up there twice. I'll just tell you what, Brian. Brian? You lead it. I'll just sit here quietly.
We're gonna make that's what we do in UAC.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna hit mute, so I'll just bite my tongue.
I'm gonna lower my desk a little bit because I look short. I'm here with my co-host Alan Meyer, who might be having some technical difficulties. We'll have to see as we go. Real top achievers in the industry, and so we're hoping that.
Alan's dying here.
No.
Is it getting echoey and echoier as we go?
Echoier? Is that a word?
It sounds like you're in a cave, Brian.
Yeah, it did get worse. I swear it did too.
Hey everybody, welcome into the UAC Best Practice Podcast. Been a shit show today getting this thing. Hopefully we got.
By the way, this is the 102nd podcast.
No, this is 100th episode, but it's actually like our 103rd now because we keep trying to take another stab at this. Dr. Brian, take it away. Introduce Dr. Pompa for us.
Dan, everybody knows you, so just go. No, I'm tired of introducing you, man. It's been, I don't even know what to say anymore. Dr. Dan Pompa, one of my best friends in the world. I'm sure you've heard of him. I've known Dan such a long time. I've seen him through all phases of his life and practice and career, and watched him succeed at every level, and now just skyrocketing in his business today. UAC, what we're trying to do here is Ultimate Achievers Club, right? It's a group that we all get together 4 times a year at least, and just share ideas. It's high achieving chiropractors in practice, in business, serving chiropractic, whatever it might be. And the idea is that we get to be together, but there's so much information in that room, in those minds in the room. We like to do the podcast so that we can share it with others and also attract other people to the group that might want to join and add value to it, to further our profession and each other. So, but Dr. Dan, brother, it is great to see you again. We just spoke earlier.
Good to be here for the 3rd time. And
it's like I just
20 minutes. Yeah. This is great. Listen, I love the UAC, man. I've been a member for I don't even know how long, guys. How long?
Almost right after I joined, I think, and it's been, I don't remember how many years. It's over 10, I think.
Yeah, we're getting close to 14, 15, something like that for us all.
Yeah, it's just, I love it. I mean, it's all of the seminars, the trips, we just look forward to every time. I always tell people, you put yourself in the right rooms. That's how you grow. And I say that to people I'm coaching. Why do I keep freezing like that? That's the weirdest thing. Anyways, we're just going to keep going this time. But, the fact is that I choose to put myself in this room for sure.
Danny, think about your chiros out there in the world. You've been through, tons of experience. What's one thing you think of that, maybe is working for you right now or top of mind that would help impact a lot of docs in practice? A little nugget, that's what we like to give, is something practical that they can take and implement and make an impact.
Yeah, you guys can hear me, right? Even though I'm frozen.
Yeah, loud and clear.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah, one of the things, I recently just had a conversation with a chiropractor who said he was struggling. And first thing I asked was, what are you doing to educate your community, right? And it was,
No way.
I'm
That is
calling
a
it.
cliffhanger. That's a cliffhanger, though. I really want to know what he was going to say.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened.
This is insane.
It's actually still recording, so they might be able to edit it. So
Yeah, okay, good. All right, we'll edit it out. Anyways, I asked him then, how he was ranked on Google, and the fact is he wasn't, right? So the easiest way to do that is just doing some videos, right? Just putting information out there. And I think that's what people don't understand is today, if you're going to find a chiropractor in your area, you're going to Google it. You're not going to go to the yellow pages, right? And back in the day, I built my practice by doing 2 lectures a month on topics that my patients wanted to hear about. Then they would bring their friends to these topics. And what would happen then is that, the people feel comfortable coming into a community of learning and they become a patient. The moment they have, anything that they think you can help, they're showing up and they're referring their friends to it. So that was back then. Now, today, you can do the same thing, become that knowledge base in your community by doing videos. And that puts you on the map, right? People are going to look at you as the expert because you're out there. They see your face, right? And when they Google you, you start to rank the more videos you do. It's not hard. And yet most people don't do it because they're afraid or they think it's very difficult and complicated to do it. Simple as that.
Dan, I have a question for you. Dan, of all the people I think in UAC, you probably do the best job of staying in your wheelhouse. My perception is you spend your days acting and serving in your God-given wheelhouse strength of blessing. I think you brilliantly brought in your family to take care of the marketing, the team, sales. I know you to study, lay down content, educate, get the word out. Better than I think anybody in UAC. And I think that correlates with your success. Can you speak a little bit about that? Because you inevitably didn't get to spend your days doing exactly what you do every day. There were times you were wearing other hats. Speak, how does a small practice owner who's got this gift, they got to do all the other things, how'd you slowly over the decades move to where, and I think this correlates with the success of your company, to where you get to operate in your zone of genius day in, day out?
Yeah, there's a lot to the answer to that, right? That it's not so simple, right? First of all, there was a calling on my life, whole story there. When I was sick, Marilee literally on her knees crying out for an answer for me, for our family, which she probably did many, many times. This particular time, God spoke to her heart that not only was he going to get me well, but I'm going to take a message to the world. And when she would tell me that, I definitely didn't want to hear that. However, that is what God did. So I was called to it. I didn't choose it. That said, I wasn't entering that, right? I was in a place where, to your point, I was doing a lot of things outside that identity of a guy who's called to a mission to take a message to the world. Stepping into that, I literally took my own mastermind seminar on identity and was like an eye-opening experience of that calling again. To your point, look, I'm dyslexic. I couldn't read to the 7th grade. I always say every bad behavior, every insecurity I have as an adult came out of that. You think you're dumb, but it is also the superpower that I have to step in to that very purpose of educating people, right? And teaching with passion. And also a mind that, even though I'm a slow reader, I remember everything I read and able to categorize those things, right? So I was able to develop certain protocols for such a time as this. And everything that I teach today came out of what I put together, discovered to get myself well, and now thousands of others. So, Alan, I honestly, understanding what you're called to. It's understanding your identity and stepping into that. And then there's a business component to that, because fact is you start to serve in too many places. So even though that calling was on my life, I was still doing too many things. I was still doing things over here. I was adjusting. I was this, I was that, and God had to take me through this process of narrowing it down to that one thing. And that's what you're describing. That one message that I've been saying for how many years. The closer I got to just delivering that message, whether it be video, whether it be seminars, whether it be webinars, the more that we went up as a team. The more I let go of, the better and the higher it was able to rise. So that is the answer to the question. I don't even know if I answered it, but that's the truth. So the problem is it's letting go of things that you're good at and only doing things you're great at. Now, there was many things as we scaled up as a business that I had to do, right? So I'm not telling people just to let go of everything, because there's certain things right now you have to do. However, you have to work towards hiring people in those positions of things that you're good at and maybe not so good at, and only strive to doing just what you're great at. And that's typically the thing that doesn't even seem like work to you. That's typically the thing that you love the most. Me getting on a stage, me doing a webinar, me doing video, it doesn't even seem like work. It's so effortless for me, right? So what is that thing? So I hope that answers that.
I remember Danny's talking to you about this thing, and we were both talking about as our businesses have grown into in our accountability group, and I hope I'm not echoing too now, but having the discipline to meticulously start to delegate away things that are not the thing, and especially when it's that you enjoy doing. Most important, when it's something you're really good at doing and you can do better than anybody else, and keeping that discipline of taking it off your plate, even though you can do it and do it really well. If it's not the thing.
Yeah. Which I think it sounds easier than it is, right? I mean,
it is super hard.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm Brian. I mean, I've watched you evolve into that with that, right? And Alan, you too. I mean, isn't this the point of the UAC though? Because in a 15-minute, 30-minute hour interview, there's no way, we can do anything but raise the realization of, yeah, that's what I have to do. When you come and you spend time with Alan's, Brian's, myself, and others, Franson, you start to get the answer because you see other people do it. And all of a sudden it becomes feasible and you just become who you hang around. So I know that sounds like overly simple for something very hard as we just described, but that truly is the answer, right? I mean, that's why we do this. That's why we spend time together. You become who you hang around and you'll evolve into it, because for you to do that, there's certain fears that you have. There's certain habits that you have to break. And oftentimes the only way you're going to get through that is realizing that if Brian can do it, I can do it. And saying, okay, so what do I have to do it? It's the answer.
Sometimes I've asked myself, doing things like Alan wouldn't do that. I found myself saying, no, what would Alan do? Or what would Steven do? Or there's 100 people. So you get the opportunity just to hang around people. No, they wouldn't do that. What would they do? And sometimes it's not clear, but they wouldn't do that. But then you get the opportunity next time you see them. Hey, what would you have done in this situation? I know you wouldn't do what I thought I should do, and I wasn't quite sure. You call them up, whatever. You're right. You got to be in the room.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's the key to most growth, by the way, is being in the right room. I'm part of the UAC group. I'm also part of Joe Polish's 100K group, which is you pay 100K just to be in that group. And I could tell you that I have grown as a business person, a person in every possible way, a communicator, just by being in that room. And you would say to me, what is it? What did you learn? I probably couldn't point to one thing that I learned. I mean, I learned things, don't get me wrong, but why did it make me grow, as a business owner, a person? It's just because of the people in that room. There's a guy in that room, Tommy Mello. He has the #1 garage door business in the world. If you met Tommy, you would immediately be like, oh, he's just some dude. I mean, his business is worth over $1 billion, just to give you a clue. And he's exited. He didn't exit. He got, he took on money at just under $1 billion, and he's about to take on money over $2 billion. And it's like, you would just meet Tommy and be like, he's just an average dude. It's like, but I can't tell you, every time Tommy talks, I always have to pick my pen up, because I'm just like, oh my God, like, meaning his thinking, because of where he's gotten his business, is just a totally different place than mine. Like, I mean, where am I going to get that? I mean, that's why we go to the UAC. That's why we put ourselves in these rooms. And, you want to scale your business, well, put yourself around people who are doing it. And then all of a sudden you just start to think differently. So it is the answer. Because again, I'm thinking right now, how possibly could we get people over their fear of doing video? It's like you want to grow your practice tomorrow, just do. I do 10 Instagram videos a week. It was 14. That's 2 or 3 a day. And I do them all once a week, and maybe even for 3-4 hours. I do them all. But coming into it, my team has the ideas. I have some ideas, and we just shoot with an iPhone. That's it. And then you hire someone to edit them and put them up. I don't do any of it. If you just did that, what would happen to your business? Okay, well, how do you get there mentally to do that? You just go, oh, Pompa just said that. It's like, well, I can do that. It's like, because I've done that. How would I know to do that? I wouldn't know to do that, but I saw someone else do that and said, I can do that. Right. And you might suck at first. No, you will suck, but who cares? It's not the point. The person who's going to win is the person who actually does it. Right. That's the person who's going to win. Simple.
And there's people that are going to watch it, and they're not going to say you suck. You're going to suck in your own mind.
Yeah, exactly.
But they're going to say, oh, this guy's doing, at least he's trying, or whatever. They'll learn something and be like, that's valuable. And today, Dan, I mean, it's even easier because you got ChatGPT. You can just say, hey, what are some educational video topics that are out there provided by chiropractors or health experts, or what are topics people are looking for information about? The damn thing can write it for you. And the script and the bullet points. And it really couldn't be any easier than it is. Right?
Brian, if asked the question, like, why won't people do it? It's fear in some aspect. But one of the #1 fears is, I'll suck, right? Okay, irrelevant, because you'll get better. And it doesn't matter that you suck. But is that I don't want to look dumb. Okay, that's normal human. Like, we all feel that, right? It's like, people fear public speaking because they don't want to look dumb. They don't want to feel embarrassed, right? That's human, okay? But here's the funny thing. The kiss of death on the videos is not looking dumb. It's trying to look too smart. So the point is that if you try to speak, dumb it down. When I looked at my original videos, I was speaking way too smart. I was way overeducating, and I wasn't connecting. I went on a cruise. I call it my 11th floor experience. I had to go on a cruise because I was speaking on the cruise, okay? And it was a Royal Caribbean cruise. The reason why the 11th floor is because I'd go to the gym every day, and I'd walk through what was like, it was like walking through Walmart, except they didn't have clothes on. They were in the hot tubs. They were drunk. They were eating fried food. It was disgusting, okay? And I would go through there, and I would just like look at them. And I would be like, oh my God, that's like they were drinking. They were all in these hot tubs and pools. But one thing I noticed is they were very happy. Okay. So, there I am going to the gym, and these people are enjoying life. And I'm like, maybe they got it. I don't, right? Anyways, believe me, but here's what I had this desire. This is a true story. I had this great desire to understand them better. So I found myself in conversations, not in the hot tubs. I'm not doing that, right? But but like later, like out and in conversations with them, and I realized this: I am missing communicating with the average American. My message, everything, I'm missing it. They didn't even know the words I were using. They didn't even know. So I literally spent the rest of that crew is in turmoil, trying to figure out, like, okay, what am I going to do? Well, let me just fast forward. It transformed the way I communicate on social media. And then everything grew after that. Something clicked. And so the point I'm making is don't overthink it. Take your knowledge base. It's not that you don't know enough, you know too much. Bring it way down and give people the simplest things that you think are absolutely absurd, and then communicate that, and you're probably going to hit it right. I'm serious. I am not exaggerating one bit.
Yeah, it's something that happens with success. You get isolated.
Yeah,
you start flying on private planes. You start staying in nicer hotels. You get pulled away from the masses that we're typically serving.
I stepped out. I said to Marilee, my wife, I said, you think I should go work at McDonald's for 2 months? And she's laughing. I'm like, no, I'm dead serious. I said, because I'm missing it. If I'm called to take a message to the world, I better understand better how they think. I'm telling you, even anybody in practice, dentist, chiropractor, whatever it is, we get isolated. I'm telling you, we start speaking a language that people don't understand, and we don't even know we're speaking it. That's true. So you have to step outside of that language, and you have to try to communicate very differently. And if you sit around and do less talking around a table, like especially people you don't know, and you let them talk, you can really glean a lot from the way they think about chiropractic, the way they think about back pain, neck pain, subluxation, where the hell is that? Right? You know what I'm saying? Chiropractors absolutely talking a language that people don't understand.
Yep. Well said.
Instead of functional medicine, by the way.
I hope we got a good recording here. I'm hearing echo. Brian's echoing. Dan, you sound crystal clear to me. But on that note,
you know what's funny is, like, I leave this conversation, right, and I go, oh my God, it's like I hope we impacted somebody. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, man. It's like then I start thinking, gosh, if they just heard one thing, if they heard one thing, it's get in the room more. I don't know.
Absolutely. And that's where we'll end it. Pompa, we love you, brother.
I love you guys too.
Thanks, Dr. Brian. We'll see you guys.